Hey guys, how you doing? This is Mike Johnston here, and as I promised in our earlier lecture series, I would send out a video that would show you how to start and hold a virtual conference for any type of virtual lecture or office hours that you may want to hold within your sections or classes in any semester. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing that I like to do is that I like to open up a browser. So I use Internet Explorer. Internet Explorer is one of the better browsers for this type of technology. It states that in the I guess the handbook of Big Blue Button, which is the conferencing software, that Internet Explorer is one of the better, more formidable tools for this. So I'm going to go to my Canvas website. So I'm just going to go to pensacolastate.edu and open up a e-learning course in this class. So when I log into Canvas, I'm going to perform the exact same process to log in. In order for you to host a conference, whether or not you're hosting an office hours or whether or not you are hosting a virtual lecture for students to attend from a distance, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to have to pick your course. I'm going to go ahead and pick my office hour course. Actually, I'm going to pick a concluded course. That way, no student will log in. So I'm going to pick a class that I had last semester. So this was a last semester course. In your course shell, there is an option under here to choose your conferences, and the conference option is what we're going to use in order to host this virtual classroom. So when I click on conferences, it allows me to create a new conference. Notice here this gives me some past conferences that I held for my students, and these are the lectures that I have for my students that were attending from a distance because they were not able to attend class in person. So in order to start the conference, you're going to click on this blue button, plus conference. When you click on this, I often rename this, and I might rename this as lecture, and I usually put the date so that way the students can readily access the conference. And it gives a default option of 60 minutes. However, I changed this to a no time limit, so it doesn't prevent the conference from continuing. There's no ending to the conference unless you choose to end it. You have the option to allow students to enable to record the conference. However, I usually do not allow this option, so I don't enable recording for the conference. I use Panopto when I record my lectures, and the students are able to review the Panopto lectures as they so see fit. So I do not often, I actually never allow the enabling of the course. Here you can choose what members of the course, what students to add to the conference. I usually just invite all members. If you want this to be specific to a specific student, you can choose which student you want to attend, and only students that you select will be allowed to enter into the conference. I often have students that will bring their laptop or their iPads or their tablets to the course, and they'll often place them directly adjacent to them on the desk, and they can follow along with what I'm doing on their laptop. It helps with visualization for some of them. Also for students that I have that are registered in the ADA office, they often like to have that tablet next to them so they can see what's going on, especially if they're visually impaired. So I'm just going to go ahead and invite all course members. When I do so, I'm going to click Update, and notice now it's populated this option to start. So when I click on Start, it now opens up a conference, and I don't know if you could hear, but my phone just vibrated because I get emails sent directly to my phone, and this allowed an immediate email to be sent to all the people that you had in the conference selection to receive a link via email so they could actually click on the link in their email so they could open up the conference directly. Notice on my screen it says, how do you want to join the audio? I'm going to use a microphone because I'm hosting this conference, I'm hosting this lecture, so I'm going to choose the microphone option. It allows the permission settings to be specific. So it says, can Adobe Flash Player settings access my camera and microphone? And I say go ahead and allow it. And notice here as I'm speaking, it picks up my voice. So it actually shows that here is picking up my voice. I only have one choice. I only have the microphone and from the camera that I'm using right now. So I'm going to click on Next. It's going to ask if I want to test, and I don't know if you can hear the echo, but I hear echo on my side. It shows that the speakers that I have are working with the audio microphone, so I'm going to say yes, it did work.
You are currently the
And
only
now
person in this
it's told me,
conference.
the software told me that I was the only person in the conference. As students enter the conference, they will populate here on your left side. They'll populate here on your left side. They're able to type dialogue, so they could type hello. If they don't want to actually have a camera or microphone, they can type hello. They can type in dialogue in the middle. If you want to make your picture available, you can click on webcam. However, with me, I won't have an available webcam because the camera that I'm using is the same camera I'm using to present and make this video, so it's not going to be able to use it because there's it's already being used by another application, as you see. So for me, I can't actually use the camera to do it. So if you had the camera available and you want to present to your students, you can also add a camera view of yourself, which will populate down here. There are multiple layouts that Big Blue Button uses. So there's a webcam layout, there's a default layout, there's a lecture layout, and the students can toggle through that as they so see fit. And in the meantime, that works out extremely well. If you want to share your entire screen with your students, if you want to share exactly what you're presenting, so if you're presenting a PowerPoint, if you're presenting I don't know, if you're presenting a document, if you are you wanting to present a picture or maybe a movie, there is an option here that the presenter, which is me, has the ability to share my desktop. When I click on Share My Desktop, it allows me to either partition off a portion of my screen or share my full screen. So I'm going to click on Share My Full Screen option, and it will usually ask me if Java can access my full screen. It doesn't always do this, but it takes a minute to notice it brought up, can Big Blue Button access your desktop? I say yes, and I allow it to run. I can click this off and say do not show for future reference, so I can take it away so it won't ask me again. But for right now, I'm going to allow Big Blue Button to access my desktop. And notice there is a blue perimeter that is set around my screen. I hope you can see it on your end, but there's a blue perimeter, which means that now my lecture, Big Blue Button, is sharing my entire desktop. So if I were to bring this in, I would now be sharing my OneNote. So this is my OneNote. So the students on the opposite side of the conference will be able to see this portion right here. So now what I would like to do is I would like to show you what the students would see. So I'm going to open up a new conference under the student view, under a different view. So here is my idea there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up a separate conference, and I'm going to drag this to the middle. So I'm going to drag this to the middle. So when I open up, a new conference, I'm going to join as a student or as a second user. So now I'm just going to listen. So this is assuming the student would do it. So now what would happen is that I can see, let's see what happens here. So what I can do is I would see the conference from a second point, but because I have this open, it's just imaging itself over and over again. So let's see if I can actually, let me see if I can, no, I can't change it. But that's what the student would see. So I know it looks a little bit awkward here. But now when I open this, it takes a picture of this screen, so the student can see anything that you're sharing in your conference. So that's a little confusing. But otherwise, it's relatively very easy to use, and it's very, very simple. You can notice here that in the default layout, there is two of me logged in because I logged in twice, and I'm sharing the screen as you so see in this little corner. So people can dialogue, they can see exactly what I'm presenting. They can also hear what I'm presenting, and it works very, very well. So this is how I host not only my office hours, but for students that are not able to attend physical lectures, either due to illness, due to family circumstance, due to travel, they can attend your lecture anywhere in the world. So I've had students attend from Mexico, I've had students attend from Virginia, I've had students attend from lots of different places because they weren't able to get to my class, and that actually gave them a sense of security, so they did not have to withdraw. So it definitely helps my success rates within the completion portion of my class. So any questions, I'll be more than happy to help you. My email is mjohnston@pensacolastate.edu, or you can give me a call. Hope you have a great day.